Digital avatars and digital twins are becoming more popular. Now, not only can you actually show a digital avatar that looks like somebody else that's kind of talking about your business, you can also create a digital avatar of yourself that explains everything about your business, your brand, and pretends to be someone that actually represents you online digitally. One of the things that's great about digital twins is that you can now expedite the amount of content you create by actually adding in scripts, calling APIs, and having your voice, your representation of you as a digital avatar displayed for your business online. In this video, we're going to talk about HeyGen. HeyGen is a platform that allows you to create digital avatars, interactive photos that are actually engaging and talk back from just utilizing their platform for creating an avatar off of photos and off of videos. So today, let's start by taking a look at HeyGen. So the first thing that you see here is the actual HeyGen dashboard. And on this dashboard, you'll see a bunch of options. One of the ones that I really want to talk about is the one that I actually utilize a lot, which is our photo to video with Avatar 4. I'll show you an example of that and how it actually brings a photo to life utilizing the HeyGen platform for creating digital avatars. Another one that we'll talk about briefly today is I'll show you how to create an interactive avatar at a high level, as well as looking at some ways for generating AI images. So let's start with the first thing, which is the one that I think is the most fun and most interactive is our photo to video with Avatar 4. So I've already created a project, so I will show you what that project looks like, and then we will go from there. So the first thing is, if you look at this one, it's called Why Tech Levitate. It'll actually show you from a photo that I have, digital avatar showing me speak.
Hi, I'm Joe, founder of Tech Levitate. I started this company because I saw how many businesses were stuck with outdated websites, clunky apps, and social media that didn't connect with their audience. I wanted to change that. At Tech Levitate, I design and build websites that look sleek, run fast, and actually convert visitors into customers.
So as you saw, that video was actually really interactive. So I'm going to show you how I created it. And how we do that is by utilizing our photo to video with Avatar 4. So when you click on that, the first thing you're going to do is actually upload a photo. And I will find that same photo if I can find it here. Here it is. It is, where are we at? Here we go. Joe Center profile photo. So as you see, the first thing they do is they give you the option to choose whether you want to actually have it in landscape or portrait. So for this example, I'm going to put it in portrait. And you can actually zoom in. So you can make it fit the screen, or you can zoom out and make it really close. In this example, this one's kind of close. So I am going to actually, you know what? Let me start with a different photo, because I'd rather start with a photo where you can see my hands. So let's go over here again, and I will find a different photo where it's kind of closer, a little bit further out, so that way you can see my hands. So this is a good one. So you can actually see my hands, hopefully, with this one. I'm gonna try to fit it. Let's keep it to this level. I actually wanted to walk through a script that I'm gonna create. So what I typically do is I will go to a ChatGPT or a similar thing, and I'll type in the script. But for this example, I'm gonna put, "Hi, my name is Joe. I enjoy teaching you about the HeyGen platform." All right, I spell things right, then we can keep going. Please reach out and leave a comment if you have questions. All right, very simple. I got spelled correctly, but very simple kind of script, right? You can also do a surprise me script that actually gives this some generic text. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to hit surprise me, and look, it actually creates.
As head of security, it is my job to keep you alive.
So it's pretty cool. So you can either put an audio that they recorded, or you can record an audio yourself, or you can type in the script. And then for the voice, what I'm going to do is I actually have saved my voice. And now I'll do that in another video. But you can actually record a voice of yourself. Usually it's about a 2-minute script. And then it would actually generate a voice that you can utilize in the platform. So for now, I'm going to skip that part, but I'm going to show you how that works. So now we will test it out. And you can hear the audio.
Hi, my name is Joe. I enjoy teaching you about the HeyGen platform. Please reach out and leave a comment if you have questions.
Very simple, right? Now, the one thing that I do want to do is I'm going to actually have down here is what they call custom motion. With custom motion, you can actually add in some additional movement. You can make it more exciting, make it calm. You can decide how you want the person to react. Now, they give you some examples down here of what you can put for some of these emotions. I'm going to put excited, right? Because I want to show the movement, the facial expressions. I want to actually have my hands move. If they can create my hands, we'll see if they're able to do that. And that'll actually create a really compelling video. At the bottom here, you can decide to create it faster, which is lower quality. I don't do that. I do it high quality. Of course, it costs a little bit more, which we'll talk about in a minute for HeyGen. And then you can actually decide whether you want it to be 1080p or 720. I'll usually start with the 1080p. So I hit generate video. And right now what it's going to do, it takes a little bit of time. Usually it's about, it could be 5 minutes, somewhere around there. It could be less, where I'll actually create the actual digital avatar. Finally, what I'll do is, since it names all of them avatar for video, I'm going to change the name of this, and I'm going to put Joe Welcome Expressive. So that way I know what it is. Perfect. All right. So while we wait for that to bake, because it says it's in line for processing, we're going to go and look at some of the other options of HeyGen, right? So another one that I like to experiment with and play around with is that you can actually create some AI video, so AI images, right? And so you actually come in here and you choose what model that you want to use. I'll use GPT image or maybe even Runway Gen, but let's start with GPT image. You can actually set up an aspect ratio. So we're fooling around with portrait because we're looking at doing Instagram or something like that. You can select the digital avatar, which I'll select. I'll show you how to create an avatar, but I have my avatar already within the system that I've created earlier, which I'll talk a little bit about that at another point. And so now I have a digital avatar, and then you say, okay, what is the prompt? I want to actually have a prompt where, and let's think about this. It's really challenging. I think I'm gonna do a prompt where you can actually show me as I'm an IT. No. Let's do this. Show AI assets. No. What I want to do, let's see. Let's say, show me in the Atlanta area sitting in a computer lab. Or let me see. Show me an area sitting in a computer lab. Or let's just start with that. Let's see what happens. Generate an asset. All right. So what I did was I said, show me the Atlanta area sitting in a computer lab. Very simple. I just want to see what it came up with, and then we'll come up with some other options here in a minute. Now, this does take a little bit of time while it thinks through how it's going to generate these images. And so you'll see how that comes out here in a minute. But one thing that's kind of great is that I can close this and move on. So let's go over, and it'll show up in the media section. All right. Here's some of the other medias that I created. All right. So I'm going to close this, and we're going to let that process. Right. So we have a few things going on now. We have our welcome. Hey, our welcome message is done. So let's go and take a look at our expressive welcome.
Hi, my name is Joe. I enjoy teaching you about the HeyGen platform. Please reach out and leave a comment if you have questions.
Different look. No hand movements. I didn't get hand movements in this one. I think it's because the hands were not really visible. My arms were not high enough. So it didn't really show. If my torso was more exposed, it would have actually shown more of a hand movements. But
hi, my name is Joe.
But you can
I
see
enjoy
my
teaching you about the HeyGen platform. Please reach out and leave a comment if you have
eyebrows
questions.
moving. That's pretty impressive from just taking that from a photo. So, and then so we're gonna keep going here, and we'll take a look at some of the other options. But one of the key things about HeyGen that I did want to talk about was, you can utilize this in different ways. They have APIs, they have an API that you can actually utilize. They have templates that you can actually pre-populate with different videos. You can actually create different um, presentations and things using not
Welcome,
only
everyone.
their
Today, we're
avatars,
diving into
but your
social
own
media
avatar.
strategy for
So
HeyGen.
there's a lot. You
Our
can
goal
make video
using data
presentations
analytics to
and
optimize
interesting things
performance
like
and
that.
fine-tune your
But as a
strategy.
developer, how can you leverage this platform? I think the key thing that you can remember as a developer is that it has an API. You can actually populate particular templates with the information, and you can actually make it custom to your brand or custom to your voice, even because it actually has certain voices that you can choose. So I showed you earlier how I use my own voice for creating it. HeyGen comes with a library of a bunch of different voices. You can filter it by language, right? You can choose, like for me, I'm going to choose English, for example. I can have a certain accent. I can have whether it's male or female, whether it's conversational or informative. There's a lot of different options. And I can also connect it to 11 Labs. So if I want to record my voice in 11 Labs, I can do it that way to kind of
Hey there.
get
Here's how I
additional
sound.
feedback.
Hope you like it.
It's
The
showing
right voice brings avatar videos
these
to
things.
life.
They have women.
Hey there. Here's how I sound. Hope you
So
like it.
it's really
The right
cool.
voice brings avatar videos to life.
And then if you want, you can integrate with a third party, which is really interesting. Like I said, 11 Labs or some other options that they have here. The other thing you can do is you create a new voice. So the way that it works is that you do instant voice cloning, which is instantly clone your voice from an audio file. So you can upload an audio file or a podcast or something like that that you've created, and it'll create your voice from it. Or you can just create a generally new voice, a different type of voice from a text prompt. So it gives you a bunch of different options for voices, even though this is not really a voice platform. I usually utilize 11 Labs, something like that, for a voice platform. Let me see what we got here. So we got avatars. I did want to talk a little bit about the avatars. With the pricing, you're only allowed like one avatar, I think, for the subscription plan. So I'm not necessarily recommend creating a bunch of different avatars unless you want to pay for a bunch of different avatars. But I usually say create one of yourself, so that way you can actually utilize it for testing and exploring. And the way that it works is that you have your avatar that you've created, and it actually, with that avatar, you can create different scripts and things like that are reflective of you. And so you have to record yourself, with no sound, record yourself sitting upright and smiling, and then record yourself doing a 2-minute script or idling. And so let's play this a little bit.
Hey, Joe Sumter, your digital twin is ready. Try creating
Not
videos
me.
with it.
This is
Also,
avatar.
click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy. Hola, Joe Sumter, tu digital twin está listo.
Gosh.
Intenta crear videos con él. Además, haz clic en el botón de comentarios para compartir
Yeah,
lo que
so-
piensas.
So it's
Espero-
pretty cool. Like you can put different languages, different text, different content. It's pretty cool for what you can use it. But from a development standpoint, like I said, you can create an interactive avatar. You can create turn your photos into avatars using an API. So we definitely recommend you exploring HeyGen and trying to see how we can use it. Let's go to resources, see if they show what we got here. And so you can, and then one of the cool thing about HeyGen as well, that it has a bunch of information and a bunch of examples and templates and videos that show you how to build it. So there's, you could definitely leverage that to see whether that helps you or not. All right, and so I know you can't see that there per se, but actually let me switch. All right, so this here you see some of the examples of the resources they have available for you to explore and for you to learn more about how to utilize HeyGen and explore different groups and resources that they have available. So it's a really cool platform. I definitely recommend it, and it's very easy to kind of get started and create content that relates to your business, and also ways for you to just learn a little bit more about how to leverage digital avatar within your app. So ways you could think about this: how would you leverage a digital avatar for your application and for your gaming side of things? You can have digital avatar of yourself where you're doing certain content, certain streaming, of videos, and instead of having yourself there, have a digital avatar there. You can actually leverage their collection of digital avatars, which is pretty cool. They have a lot of different options. Actually, let me show you a little bit of that. All right, so I'm going to show you their digital avatars here. All right, so they have a collection of digital avatars. If you go to the avatars section, these are the public avatars that they have available. They have a bunch of different options that you can make look, and you can make them say whatever you need them to say based on the script that you create. So my process for doing a digital avatar or creating my own avatar is leveraging some type of AI tool for text generation, whether that's ChatGPT, whether that's Claude, whether there's different options, to create some type of script that's around what I'm trying to create. To, if I'm going to use my own image or use an image that I want to find, I'll go to Higgsfield AI and generate some images, or even take myself and put it inside of an image where it's the right environment, the right things that I want to create. And then from there, I'm adding that into HeyGen and creating my digital avatar experience from there. So that's kind of how I do it. If you don't want to go through the process of creating your own digital avatar, or you don't want to be the face of your business, you could actually leverage some of there are people who have created whole YouTube channels, Instagram channels and stuff that are just on these digital avatars. You would never know, because there's a lot of nuances to actually the voice. I didn't really dive into that yet. I mean, do that in a different video, but you can actually put pauses, spaces. Actually, you know what? Let me show you. So one of the things that you can do as well with these public avatars is just kind of load it into the studio. And then within the studio, you'll have a variety of options to actually make your avatar speak the way you want them to speak. Like you can do things like, put like I said, usually I'll use like a ChatGPT and copy script in here. But let's say that, hey, my name is Joe. Let's go. So you play that, and
Hey, my name is Joe. Let's go.
And so,
Hey, my name is Joe. Let's go.
So if I wanted more of a pause or something like that, they actually have little commands you can put. Like you can add a pause. That was with the /. You can upload audio. You can plug in. You can do a voice director. You can split the scene. Like you can have multiple scenes down here. And I'm not going to walk through all of this, but I just wanted to show you that there's a lot of granularity and a lot of control that you can have within HeyGen, should you choose to do that. So anyway, this is a quick overview of HeyGen. I just wanted you guys to see some of the options, the things that are available for you to build. If you want to create, like I said, there's an API that you can connect to it, and you can pass it information and dynamically create avatars. You can build your avatar first, set it up, put your name on it, or choose a public avatar, modify it, and then write your API to actually push data to that avatar. You can create photos and even have dynamic photo generation, utilizing information in order for you to create photos that are interactive and more engaging. So there's a lot of things that you can do with HeyGen. I definitely recommend you checking it out and finding out how you can leverage it for building some type of solution for your hackathon, and learning more about how to take advantage of digital avatars within your solution. All right. Thank you. And, more fun to come in the future.